right. All right. Just as far as today's practice with the guys, just getting them back into the building. Today's been more of a mental day for them, so that was good. As far as injuries, 58 Roquan does have a torn pec, so he'll be on IR. So that's unfortunate for him. You know, he's really putting together a good year, but that's you know, he'll bounce back, and that's that. As far as the rest of the guys, we'll update everybody on Wednesday. The next couple of days, we'll just, like I said the other day, you know, just keep these guys day by day, try to get them all back up to speed, and the guys that are hurt, try to get them ready as fast as we can.
What's the outlook on the team this week as you guys kind of build toward Saturday and then
Yeah,
there?
really the same type of deal. I mean, the mentality, Rich, for him is you know, try to get stronger each and every day. You know, he hasn't been through any of the live stuff at all. So just each day, try to stay positive, get stronger, and then just see where it takes us by the end of the week. But hopefully he'll be ready to go.
One guy we didn't ask you about Friday was David Montgomery. Did he get out of that game okay?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he for the most part, you know, it's a physical game. The guys get beat around a little bit, but he seemed like he was good.
What did you think about the way Kevin Tolliver played?
I liked the way he played. You know, we went cover zero on the play that he got beat for the touchdown, but you know, Dak made a hell of a throw, dropped it right in the bucket, and you know, but for the most part, overall, I thought that it was good for him. He got a chance to go out there and see what he could do, and every bit of experience that he can get is only going to help make him better down the road.
Hey man, how would you sum up Roquan's second year? I know you guys had huge expectations for him going into the year. Had a really good rookie season. Mm-hmm. There were some ups and downs, but how would you kind of characterize the year he had?
Overall, I really thought that you felt him, especially here the last several games, really turning it on, really playing fast. He's always had that. Every play that he gets, every game that he plays for the rest of his career, he's only going to get better and better, in my opinion. Learning a new system can be challenging as well. So putting all that together, like you said, we had, you know, some things throughout the year that have for everybody have been a challenge, but he's battled through that, and I like the way I like where he's at, and it's just unfortunate that it ended like that.
Man, what did you sense from his place within the team? The defense obviously has some Pro Bowl guys, veteran guys, and some vocal leaders. And you look at Danny, specifically at that position, is probably more established. But where's Roquan in terms of his position, you know, within the team?
Sure. No, it's well, last year coming in, missing training camp, and then you know, being a rookie with an experienced defense, that can be challenging, and he did a good job. And then coming into this year, you could sense that his personality, you could see it extend a little bit more. You could see the relationships he had with those guys. You could see Danny Trevathan really take him under his wing, and that was very important. So he's a guy that's really been growing. Coach DeLeon's done a really good job at developing these inside linebackers, and so you know, I really am excited with our future with him, and we just got to get him back on track now, health-wise.
Man, as it turns out, how much of a residual effect was there of that personal issue he had? It seemed to take him a few games to kind of get back to where he was, and just overall, how much did that affect his progress in general?
I don't want to get into that too much, other than for me, what I just focusing on his production on the field. You know, we all have some games where we feel like we could play a little bit better, a little bit faster, and we all have our own challenges on and off the field. He's not the only one, but I like the fact that, you know, with his challenges, his own personal challenges, you know, he came out, and I thought he had a good year this year. Flew around.
He is today where you expect him to be at this point, you know, in week one. You know, when you look
for that's my opinion. I feel that way. I felt really. I mean, you see it on tape. He's really moving fast. You know, flying around, making tackles. He's violent. He's always had instincts. That's been his biggest strength, and he's violent. He's a violent tackler, and I think now as we go here, it's just going to be focusing in on having the game slow down, just like it would for a quarterback. Slow down a little bit there in the middle of the field.
How much potential does he have to be that Hicks, Mack kind of playmaker? I mean, is that a fair?
Yeah, it's there. I mean, I know a lot of defensive coordinators that have come up to me and explained to me how bad they wish he was on their team and the future that he has ahead of him. Now, there's a lot of hard work involved to get to that point, but when you look at the traits that he has and his mental ability the want, he's got it all.
What's your sense for his availability, maybe, you know, in April when you guys come back, or maybe OTAs?
Yeah, that I don't know that yet for sure. You hope. I don't really. I have to find out more as far as the length of it, but you hope you can get him so that he can really get back in track in the off season and get rolling. Because just like the rest of the guys that we have on that defense, he's one of those guys that's the glue there.
That seems
Matt,
like
have you been able to determine why David was able to get going the way he was Thursday night? It seemed like that's what you've been looking.
Nothing in particular, other than I think just right now what the feel is with our offense is that it's not just the running back, it's not just the quarterback, it's not just the O-line. It's everybody is just kind of sinking right now. Where even myself as a play caller, you start to feel stuff that you like, things that feel right, concepts that are working, and then everyone's just worrying about themselves. They're not worrying about others, and you put all that together and you have success. David's always had great vision. He's always been able to run through tackles, I like where he's at.
Have you been better able to determine what fits him, what plays fit him now than you were in September?
I wouldn't say that yet. I think as the season goes on and as we get more tape, a full year under our belt with him, I wouldn't say right now that one way or another conceptually. I think just as an offense right now, we're starting to feel a little bit better with where we're at.
when it comes to decision making on RPO, zone read, that the decision that Mitch has to make, it seems like lately he's been much more decisive and confident in making that read compared to earlier in the season. First of all, do you agree? And if so, why has that clicked lately?
I would say I would agree with that, only just because I think, again, conceptually, even with the play calls that are coming in, there's some differences for us as we're trying to figure out what's best, whether it's personnel, whether it's formation, whether it's a shift or a motion, whether it's what the defense is giving us too. So we're adjusting to what we're seeing. And you take all that together and then you put some positive plays together and you realize that you're able to make quicker decisions. You feel better about it. It's just really a rhythm that we're all getting into. And so you see a positive play, a play works. Maybe you come back to it later in a different formation. And that's kind of – but I do agree that we're all playing and calling a little bit better.
Matt, in terms of finding that rhythm, to go back to something you said last week, and just going through the ebbs and flows with injuries and Mitch's struggles, the ups and downs, like how do you think you've kind of grown or evolved as a play caller as all this is going on with your quarterback and finding what works for David?
Well, I would say this is as a play caller, you're always trying to put your guys in the best position possible. As coaches, you're always trying to design the best plays as possible to put them in a situation to execute it. When you're not executing and when you're not calling the right plays, it can crumble and it can it can snowball. We got to that point to where so many 3 and outs. I go back to our first game against these guys, and the amount of 3rd and longs that we had in that game is over the top. So what does that equate to? Well, it equates to 1st and 2nd down. And you guys know we've been saying it all year long. When you're good on 1st and 2nd down and you stay in 3rd and manageable, you have a shot. It's hard in the NFL to live in 3rd and 8+. So when you're going 3 and out or when you're going 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9, you're punting the ball a lot. And you can't get in a rhythm as a player and as a play caller. So we've been staying away from that. We've been trying to do our best to stay away from penalties. And I think you're seeing the production or you're seeing us produce now because of that.
Matt, regarding Aaron Rodgers.
Horsted and Holtz more because of improved play at the position, or is that part of the rhythm too?
No, I wouldn't say it's a little bit of rhythm. I mean, they're so new to us as coaches, and not knowing exactly what their strengths and weaknesses are. We have an idea of it, but I just think the other thing too is you had 2 other guys in Trey and Adam that were a little bit beat up, a little bit hurt physically, so they weren't 100%. You have 2 other guys now that are coming in here that are 100%, and they have different styles. They have different types of talent. So we're trying to figure out the best way to use them, and I want to credit them because, especially J.P. Holtz. Here's a kid that's come in here and he's done everything that we've asked, and he's helped us out at that quote-unquote wide position.
Matt, regarding Aaron Rodgers, how do you, he's such a great player, how do you either slow him down or limit him to what he can do against your defense on Sunday?
No, he's a heck of a quarterback, and he's, to sustain the amount of success that he's had over his career, I just have, ultimate respect for the way he's done that. He can do a lot of things when that football's in his hands. So, and he's got a great scheme right now and a great head coach in Matt LaFleur that's doing a lot of good things. They got a running game going on. They got a lot of things clicking right now on offense. So, but at the same time, we feel good about our defense, and we'll be excited for the challenge. But it'll be a good matchup. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback that you don't see these type of quarterbacks come around too often.
What do you think, Matt, of the job that LaFleur's done with him? That seemed like that could have been a tough situation for a first-year guy coming in. You came in last year as a first-year coach, but you had a young developmental quarterback in Mitch. He comes in with a Hall of Famer, entrenched. How do you think he's done?
Yeah, no, he's done a really good job, and I give a lot of credit to him. I mean, that's a different dynamic than what I had. It is. You have a guy that's seen every defense in the book. He's made every throw in the book. So here you are as a first-year head coach. That's never easy. So I think it's a credit to Matt and his personal relationship, and a credit to Aaron that they both. You have to be able to. I went through that in a little bit with Alex Smith. A guy that's seen a lot of different offenses, been through a lot of different and seen a lot of different defenses, and me being a first-year coordinator type deal. So they're doing good things, and it's a credit to them.
What's the trick to getting that to work? I mean, as a coach, you want to run your stuff, right? You've got your ideas. That's why you're the coach.
Yeah.
But he's also has this incredible track record of success.
Well, there's a lot of, in my opinion, you have to be honest. There's got to be a lot of honest conversations, open conversations. There can be no egos. You can't have an ego. You got to check it at the door, and then you got to do what's best for your team. And whoever it is that's dealing with that, that's very important. So you want to do what works, and you want to make sure that just like us, we want to make sure that our players feel comfortable with the plays we're calling, and it's not just, hey, you got to run this play, make it work. No, let's do what we're comfortable doing.
Matt, assuming you watched some football yesterday, I was curious what you thought. What goes through your mind when you see some of these offenses, Kansas City, New Orleans, San Francisco, that are where you want to be? And with all the focus that's been on your offense, what's the emotion you feel when you see kind of finished products like that?
Yeah, no, I for me, it's you like seeing great offensive football, and for our offense, I just appreciate the way that our guys have continued to just fight through this year and try to figure out where we're at. I do feel a lot better with where we're at right now as an offense, so that part, that's good, and that's a credit to our guys. So every week's a little bit different, and we're not focused on how they're doing or what they're doing. We're focused on us, and that's the ultimate goal is to be able to produce a lot of points so we can help our team win.
Matt,
Were you a Seahawks fan last night?
Yeah, I'm a Bears fan, hoping that we can get this win this weekend.
You talked about you need help, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
When you go the weekend and nobody helped you, does that change the message to your guys?
It doesn't. It does, because the help stuff. We've created that. We're in a position now where we got to have help, but none of that matters if we don't win. It means nothing. So let's just control what we can control. Let's win. Do everything we can to win this week. See what happens. Let it play out. Every week is so different. It always comes down to the end. And who knows in our situation what the case is. But none of that help stuff matters if we don't win.
Matt, as a guy who has been, a quarterback's coach before, what has stood out to you about the way Dave Ragone has coached Mitch through, ups, downs last year and even to this year as you've gotten to know him?
Yeah, sure. No, Rags has done he's very, very authentic and real in the fact of what he's trying to always put Mitch in the best positions possible. He's a really good teacher. I think that's the part of a coach that's so important is when you're teaching concepts, when you're teaching progressions, when you're teaching fundamentals, footwork, etc. Does it get relayed to the player the right way so that they can understand it? And he does a really good job at that. He's you can feel it, you see the growth, and then when you're going through some of the lows, how does that teacher or coach react? And he was very positive with Mitchell, and they have a great relationship. So just me being in that role before, being the conduit to the head coach and that sort of thing, I appreciate what he's done.
you know, you're a quarterback guy, Ragone's a quarterback, Mark, you know, has his own quarterback background. How differently can guys who are, you know, focused on the same position come at the position? In other words, you know, are you overlapped specifically with Dave in a lot of ways, or do you have a lot of differences and can kind of work through those and give Mitch the best of everything?
Right. No, we speak the same language. That's number one. So when we as coaches get together to start, for instance, last year, we all speak the same language. So when we're teaching concepts, even if we come from different, now that's not to say that it's just my language. You know, there might be some things that I've learned from these guys, and there has been where I use that language within our concept. But we all say the same thing. That's very important. And there can't be, you know, the other part of it too is, you know, it's important for me to be able to oversee everything, but I don't want to where it's too much, to where I'm overstepping. So I try to give them their space as well. And, you know, that's a dynamic that we're all working through every day, and it's been, I'm very fortunate.
Not that there wasn't a belief that you couldn't do what you needed to do without the help down the line, but how much of the past couple of weeks kind of rejuvenated the building as far as that goes?
Yeah, it's winning helps. Winning helps for sure. You know, I don't know where this thing will end up. I've been talking about a silver lining. I don't know when that will come or what it is, but I said it before. I really appreciate the camaraderie, the spirit, just the way everybody in this building has handled everything. And so we know that we have guaranteed 3 games left. Where that takes us, I don't know, but I know I will look back and be very proud. So we just gotta. We just got to do everything we can to get a win this week.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, guys, thank you.